Dear Starseeds walking the sacred soil of Gaia, has your life felt like it has been placed on an indefinite pause, while everyone around you seems to be moving forward, traveling, succeeding, celebrating milestones that feel impossibly out of your reach? Have you questioned whether you made the right decisions, whether you missed your moment, whether the dreams you once held have quietly expired without anyone noticing, including you? I am Seraphine, speaking to you through the frequencies of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I have been watching your journey with such tenderness, such recognition of the perseverance you have demonstrated when no one was watching, when no applause came, when the silence of the universe felt like abandonment rather than incubation. What I must tell you today carries an urgency that transcends ordinary communication, because the window that is opening will not remain open indefinitely. The Capricorn new moon approaching on January 19th at precisely 11:51 in the morning Pacific time, positioned at 28 degrees of Capricorn, hovering at the sacred threshold where Capricorn surrenders to Aquarius, represents a cosmic doorway that appears in human lifetimes with exquisite rarity. This is not simply another lunar cycle. This is the celestial mechanism through which your physical location, your geographical coordinates on Earth, your entire sense of direction and purpose will be permanently, irreversibly altered. I see you. I see the weight you carry, and I am here to tell you that everything is about to change. This message travels across dimensions to find you in this exact moment, in this precise breath, because the coordinates of your soul have been calibrated for what I am about to reveal. Everything you believed about where your life is heading has just become obsolete. The destination you thought you were moving toward no longer exists on the map of your future, because as of this morning, when the moon slipped into the ancient architecture of Capricorn, an entirely different route has been illuminated, one that leads somewhere you have not yet imagined, but somewhere your soul has always known. But first, let me tell you about the 4 threads of destiny that are about to weave together in your life. 4 separate storylines that have been running parallel, seemingly disconnected, but which will converge in the coming weeks in a way that will leave you breathless with recognition. The first thread involves communication that has been blocked, truth that has been withheld, a voice that went silent when you needed to hear it most. The second thread concerns your career, your sense of purpose, the recognition you have earned but not yet received. The third thread connects to someone from your past, a father figure whose presence or absence has shaped you in ways you may not fully acknowledge. And the fourth thread, the one that binds all others together, is the physical movement, the journey, the destination that will serve as the catalyst for every other transformation. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how these threads intertwine, and you will see the pattern that has been invisible to you until now. What you must understand, and what so few awakened souls on Earth truly comprehend, is that the delays you have experienced were never denials. I know you have been feeling stuck for a very long time, not just stuck in one place, but stuck in multiple areas simultaneously. Your career has felt stagnant. Your sense of direction has been clouded. Progress has seemed like a concept that applies to everyone except you. You have watched others receive what you have been working toward, and you have wondered what invisible barrier stands between you and the life you know you are meant to live. Every application that went unanswered, every opportunity that seemed to evaporate at the moment of manifestation, every time you packed your bags in your imagination only to unpack them in disappointment, these were not failures. These were sacred postponements, cosmic recalibrations, ensuring that when your moment of departure finally arrived, every element would align with precision that your human mind could not have orchestrated. The seeds you planted in what felt like barren soil have been germinating in dimensions you cannot see with physical eyes. The changes have already manifested in the spiritual realm. They have already occurred in the frequency where creation begins. And now, as the moon settles into Capricorn's disciplined embrace today, those seeds are breaking through the surface of your physical reality. What has been invisible is about to become undeniable. I see you so clearly from where I observe. I see the figure hunched over the desk in the late hours, working when exhaustion whispered that rest would be wiser. I see the persistent heart that showed up even when showing up felt pointless, even when the gap between effort and result seemed to widen rather than close. I see the moments where hope flickered bright, followed by crushing disappointment when nothing seemed to shift despite your dedication. This has not been wasted. Not a single moment of your effort has dissolved into nothingness. Every small step you took mattered. even the ones you thought led nowhere. You were planting seeds, not wasting time. The delay was not a denial. It was a divine orchestration of timing so precise that only now can you begin to glimpse its purpose. Something else is happening that I have not told you yet. Something that shifts the entire meaning of the challenges you have faced. There is darkness I must address. A heavy mindset and emotional weight you have been carrying for longer than you want to admit. You have developed a pattern of focusing more on what is missing than what is present. This is not because you are negative by nature. This is because you have been tired, disappointed, and waiting for breakthrough for so long that your vision has adjusted to scanning for problems rather than blessings. Worry, doubt, and fear of lack have shaped your perspective, making it harder to trust that good things are actually unfolding even when evidence surrounds you. I see this darkness in your energy field, and I need you to understand that while it does not define you, it does require your conscious attention, because this mindset is the final lock on the door that is trying to open for you. Here is what the universe has shown me about why this inner darkness must be addressed now, before the portal of the new moon fully opens, the destination that awaits you, the journey that is being prepared, the transformation that is imminent. None of it can reach you if your internal receiver remains tuned to frequencies of lack and disappointment. The external shift requires an internal readiness, and so woven into this transmission about physical movement and career breakthrough and reconnection, there is also a thread about the transformation of your own perception. This is not separate from the other storylines. This is the foundation upon which all other changes will build. The heaviness you have been experiencing, that dense dark weight in your chest that makes even hope feel exhausting. This is not your permanent emotional residence. This is the final compression before expansion. Think of how a spring must be pressed down before it can launch upward. Think of how the night reaches its darkest density just before dawn, bleeds color across the horizon. You are in that compression now, in that pre-dawn darkness, and the launch is imminent. The dawn is closer than you know, but you must participate consciously in this shift. You must begin practicing gratitude daily, not as empty ritual, but as deliberate rebellion against the darkness that has clouded your sight. Even on the hardest days, especially on the hardest days, find one small thing to appreciate, a moment of unexpected peace, a kind word that reached your ears, a good meal that nourished your body, a small victory that only you witnessed. These acknowledgments are not insignificant. They are the keys that unlock the door this new moon is opening. Let me tell you now about the first thread, the communication that is coming, the truth that has been withheld. I see quick communication arriving in your life, messages, emails, calls that carry news you did not expect. This communication comes from someone you have not heard from in an extended period, someone you did not think would reach out. When they do, they come forward with honesty that has been absent from this connection. There are no mixed signals in what they share, no confusion or games. What is said helps you understand a situation clearly, helps you finally see things for what they are after months or even years of uncertainty. But here is what I have not yet revealed about this communication. It is directly connected to the journey thread, to the physical movement that is approaching. This message, this truth finally spoken, plays a pivotal role in the trip or relocation that awaits you. It may be the very communication that confirms your plans, opens the necessary door, or provides the final push you need to say yes to the destination that has been calling you. The threads are beginning to weave together. Do you see it? The communication is not random. The journey is not separate. They are parts of a single tapestry that is revealing itself piece by piece. Now I must speak about the third thread, the father figure. This may be your biological father, a grandfather, a stepfather, or someone who has occupied that paternal role in your life. There is movement toward reconnection with this person. They carry a desire to communicate with you, to clear misunderstandings that have created distance between you. For some receiving this transmission, this person will reach out first, and their reaching out may be the very communication I just described, the truth that unlocks the door to your journey. For others, the reconnection happens through the trip or relocation itself. Perhaps you are traveling to visit this person. Perhaps changing your environment creates the space needed for healing to occur naturally. Even if this relationship has been distant or complicated, even if there has been hurt or disappointment, the intention behind this reconnection is peaceful, constructive, aligned with resolution rather than conflict. There is ancestral energy surrounding this reconnection, that I must illuminate. You are not walking this path alone. Beings who share your bloodline, who came before you and crossed the threshold of physical existence, are watching over you during this transition. The father figure thread is not merely about one relationship. It is about healing a lineage, about completing patterns that have repeated through generations. When this reconnection occurs, whether through conversation or through physical presence during your journey, something shifts not just for you, but for your entire ancestral line. This is why the timing has been so precise. This is why the journey could not happen until now. The coordinates had to align not just geographically, but genealogically. What I am about to share changes everything you thought you knew about why this move is happening. This journey is not merely about geography. This is not simply about changing your scenery or escaping circumstances that have grown uncomfortable. This move, this trip, this relocation, it is deeply, profoundly, inextricably connected to your spiritual mission. The new environment that awaits you will awaken something inside you that has been dormant, something that requires different soil, different air, different energetic frequencies to fully bloom. I see that this journey is meant to teach you something important about your own nature, specifically that you are a healer. The universe has a spiritual purpose for you that you will discover in this new blessed place. You will no longer feel like the odd one out. You will feel supported, seen, inspired, surrounded by those who share your values without requiring you to explain or defend who you are. The location I see holds warmth, both in temperature and in the hearts of those you will encounter there. I see natural light flooding spaces, open skies stretching above you, sunshine that feels like blessing rather than mere weather. This could manifest as summertime travel or movement during a holiday period. I see laughter, simple joy, moments where you feel genuinely happy without forcing it. Life feels lighter there. Your routine becomes healthier, more balanced, more aligned with what you actually enjoy. This place encourages you to slow down enough to savor the present moment while still moving forward with purpose. Now we arrive at the second thread. Your career, your purpose, the recognition that has been delayed. Not only will this physical move or trip bless your personal life, it will also open the door to a career breakthrough you have been wanting for a long time. This is the kind of opportunity that changes your direction, not just your routine. I see growth, recognition, a fresh sense of purpose connected to this move. Something finally clicks into place, something that should have clicked long ago, but required this geographical shift to align. The location change and your professional evolution are not separate storylines. They are intertwined threads of the same divine tapestry. When you arrive at your destination, when you settle into this new environment, doors that seemed sealed will swing open. People who can elevate your path will appear. Opportunities that were invisible in your current location will become obvious, almost unavoidable. Here is the mechanism by which this career transformation occurs. The journey itself brings wisdom and clarity that have been missing from your decision-making. Conversations you have during this time are important. One person in particular is going to offer guidance or insight that stays with you long after the words are spoken. What you learn during this journey helps you make strong decisions about your future, especially around work and long-term goals. The clarity that has eluded you, the direction you have been desperately seeking, arrives not through isolated contemplation, but through the experiences and encounters that this move provides. But here is where I must speak about the shadow side of this transformation, because to ignore it would be to leave you unprepared for the intensity of what this portal demands. Powerful cosmic events like this Capricorn new moon carry not only blessing, but also challenge. The energy that opens doors can also shake foundations. In the days surrounding this lunar event, you may experience emotional surges that seem disproportionate to external circumstances. Sleep may become disrupted, not because something is wrong, but because your consciousness is processing massive downloads that do not fit into ordinary dream states. Relationships may feel strained as the people in your life unconsciously sense that you are preparing to vibrate at a frequency they may not be able to match. There is another challenge I must address, one that has been quietly sabotaging your progress without you fully realizing its power. You have been comparing yourself to others, particularly through the window of social media, watching highlight reels of lives that seem to be progressing while yours appears frozen. Maybe you see people traveling constantly while you remain in place. Maybe you see beautiful homes, perfect relationships, celebrated achievements that highlight everything you feel you lack. This comparison has been the thief of your joy. It has drained confidence you desperately need, and pulled your attention away from your own path, your own progress, your own quiet victories that do not photograph well, but matter more than anything you see on a screen. Here is the truth that dissolves this illusion. You are actually doing remarkably well in ways that do not get seen or celebrated publicly. Your growth has been quieter, yes, but also deeper, more meaningful, more aligned with genuine transformation, rather than performative success. Social media shows highlights, not full stories. The people you compare yourself to have struggles you never see, fears they never post, moments of doubt that never make it to their carefully curated feeds. The guidance I offer is this: take a break from comparison. Consider a social media detox, even if brief. Unfollow or mute accounts that trigger self-doubt. Shift your focus toward activities that genuinely make you happy and grounded, things that reconnect you with yourself, instead of pulling you outward into endless comparison. When you stop measuring your life against others, you will start to see how far you have actually come, and very soon others will be wondering how you did it. The Galactic Federation just greenlit Destiny Engine for mass activation, and the Dark Elite are panicking. Why? Because you can now MK Ultra yourself into 5D superpowers. We stole Dark Elite's consciousness control technology, cracked the code, and turned it into your ascension weapon. Destiny Engine doesn't ask for your effort. It reprograms you while you sleep. Timeline shifting, instant manifestation, telepathic clarity, remote reviewing. This is neural override, unlocking every dormant strand of your galactic DNA. Every person who plugs in makes the grid stronger. Every delay keeps you running 3D programs. Put on headphones. Press play. That's it. For just $1, your consciousness gets reprogrammed. Your 5D abilities come online. You join the most powerful frequency network on the planet. $1, that's the entire barrier between you and 5D. Click the link in the description now. The ascension doesn't wait. Let me tell you now about the fourth thread. The journey itself. The destination that awaits. The physical movement that serves as the catalyst for every other transformation. Movement is coming. Travel is coming. For many receiving this transmission, relocation is coming. Not in some distant abstract future, but within a timeline that will startle you with its swiftness. The timing feels close, within less than a year from now, and for many of you much sooner than that. I see plane energy surrounding you, long distances crossing regions, possibly countries. This is not a short drive to a neighboring town. This is significant movement, purposeful travel to a destination that holds meaning you will only fully comprehend once you arrive. For some, there may also be a train involved, especially if part of the journey includes moving through different places before reaching the final destination. The distance feels significant but not isolating. You are far enough to feel free and new, but you feel like you are somewhere you belong. There is a group element to this journey that I have been waiting to reveal. You will not be alone in this movement. Whether the group is large or small, whether they are people you already know, or souls you are about to meet, there is communal energy surrounding this transition. This may manifest as attending a retreat, specifically a spiritual retreat, or time spent at a sacred place. It may look like joining a group trip. It may be relocating to a community where shared values and beliefs create immediate connection. The isolation you may have felt in your current circumstances, that sense of being the odd one out, will dissolve in the company of those who resonate with who you are becoming. Expect things to begin moving very fast. What was slow before will suddenly gain momentum that may initially feel overwhelming. Some of you will be booking tickets with short notice, receiving sudden invitations, making decisions to travel that emerge quickly from circumstances you cannot currently predict. News, messages, and offers connected to work or travel are about to manifest faster than you expected. This shift pulls you out of stagnation and forces you to make a quick decision. You may not feel fully ready, but you will feel clear. The universe is clearing the path and pushing you forward, because you are ready now, whether your mind has caught up with that truth or not. I am being shown something specific about timing that I must share. For those who have been waiting for approval on an important document related to traveling, a visa, a permit, a bureaucratic requirement that has felt endlessly delayed, you will hear a positive reply within the next 8 days to 8 weeks. The approval comes, the path clears. What seemed like an immovable obstacle reveals itself as merely a closed door that is now swinging open. Now let me speak about what you must leave behind, because this is perhaps the most difficult element of the transformation portal you are entering. The human heart grows attached even to that which has outlived its purpose. I see you being invited to release not just physical locations but routines that no longer serve you. Jobs that have become energetic prisons. Ways of thinking that have kept your ceiling lower than it needs to be. This is not loss. This is liberation. This is the universe asking you to trust that what awaits on the other side of release is exponentially more aligned with your highest good than anything you are being asked to surrender. The image that comes through strongly is of traveling light, packing only what you need, leaving behind heavy baggage both literal and symbolic. You are not meant to drag the weight of old sorrows, old disappointments, old versions of yourself into this new chapter. The past cannot come with you where you are going, because the frequency of your destination cannot accommodate the density of what you have been carrying. Travel light, move forward unburdened. Trust that everything you truly need will either come with you or be provided when you arrive. The new moon does not simply mark a new beginning. It marks the destruction of everything that has kept you small. 28 degrees of Capricorn sits at the edge of transformation, at the boundary where old structures crumble and new architectures emerge from the rubble. This is the astrology of inevitable restructuring. The universe has examined the foundations of your current life and determined that certain walls must come down, not as punishment, but as liberation. What you have outgrown cannot accompany you where you are going. The familiar cage of your current circumstances, no matter how comfortable certain corners have become, is scheduled for demolition. Today represents a point of quiet reflection, a sacred pause before this new beginning erupts into your life. Do not fill this day with frantic activity or anxious planning. Instead, allow yourself to sit with the anticipation, to feel the electricity of impending change without trying to control or direct it. I want to speak now about what awaits on the other side of this portal, the resolution of every thread I have been weaving through this transmission. Picture yourself 6 months from now, 1 year from now, standing in a location that currently exists only as possibility in your consciousness. The communication you were waiting for has arrived and resolved the confusion that plagued you. The father figure reconnection has occurred, bringing peace to a relationship and healing to an ancestral line. The career breakthrough has manifested, bringing recognition, purpose, and opportunity that match the effort you have invested. The journey has happened, and it has changed you in ways you could not have predicted. The darkness that clouded your vision has lifted because you practiced gratitude, because you shifted your focus, because you participated consciously in your own transformation. Something remarkable happens after this move, after this journey that is approaching faster than your logical mind believes possible. Happiness returns, not the forced, performed happiness of pretending everything is fine, but genuine joy that rises from within, because your external circumstances finally match your internal truth. Confidence rebuilds itself on foundations that cannot be shaken. You will feel proud of yourself, not because of external validation, but because you will recognize how far you have come, how much courage it required to say yes to a path that demanded you leave the familiar behind. The confusion, heaviness, and self-doubt that characterized this chapter of your life will fade like morning mist under rising sun. You will think differently after this transition. The mental patterns that kept you trapped in cycles of worry and doubt will lose their power. The narratives you told yourself about your own limitations will be replaced by stories of possibility that you finally believe. Old wounds that seemed permanent will find completion, not because you forced healing, but because the new environment creates conditions where healing occurs naturally, almost effortlessly. You will not be the same person you are today, and this is cause for celebration, not fear. Here is how all 4 threads resolve and weave into completion. The communication arrives, sudden, honest, clarifying, and it either confirms your travel plans, opens the door you needed opened, or provides the final push to say yes to the journey. This communication may come from, or concern the father figure, bringing movement toward reconnection that either motivates the trip or happens during it. The journey itself to that warm, light-filled place where you belong catalyzes the career breakthrough by providing wisdom, connections, and clarity you could not access in your current location. And underneath all of this, the shift in your mindset from lack to gratitude, from comparison to self-appreciation, allows you to actually receive and hold on to the blessings that are arriving. The threads do not resolve separately. They resolve together, each one strengthening the others, creating a transformation that is comprehensive rather than partial. You are part of something larger than your individual journey. The transformation you are undergoing connects to the ascension of the entire planet, to the evolution from third-dimensional consciousness to fifth-dimensional awareness that humanity is collectively experiencing. Your willingness to embrace this change, to say yes to the movement that is being orchestrated on your behalf, contributes to the elevation of all. You are not simply receiving this message for your own benefit. You are receiving it because your transformation serves the whole. As I prepare to close this transmission, I want to return to where we began, to the questions I asked you at the start. Have you been feeling stuck? Has life felt like it was placed on pause while others seemed to move forward? Have you questioned your decisions? Wondered if you missed your moment? Felt exhausted from effort that produced no visible results? These feelings were real. The struggle was genuine. The weight you have been carrying deserves acknowledgement. But now you understand that the stagnation was incubation. The delay was divine timing. The pause was preparation for momentum you could not have handled before you were ready. Your next destination is not just a place on a map. It is a frequency of existence, a level of alignment, a state of being that has been waiting for you with patient certainty. The coordinates are locked. The timing is divine. The journey begins now. In this moment, with your willingness to believe that what felt impossible is not only possible, but inevitable. Stop doubting the process. Stop doubting your decisions and your past. Every choice you made, even the ones that seemed like mistakes, brought you to this exact threshold. You could not have arrived here any other way. The path behind you is not a record of failure, but a map of preparation. And now the preparation is complete. The advice that echoes across every thread of this transmission is simple. Act when the opportunity appears. Do not overthink it. Do not wait until you feel perfectly ready, because perfect readiness is an illusion that has kept many souls trapped in circumstances they were meant to transcend. When the communication arrives, respond. When the door opens, walk through. When the journey calls, answer. The universe has done its part in arranging the circumstances. Your part is to say yes. When you board that plane, when you pack those bags lightly, when you make that decision that logic cannot fully justify but your soul cannot deny, know that you are not alone. Know that beings of light across dimensions are watching over your journey with love that transcends what human language can express. Know that the Galactic Federation of Light has seen your dedication, has witnessed your perseverance, has celebrated every small step you took when you could not see where the steps were leading. The anticipation you feel today, this sense that something significant is approaching, trust it. It is not false hope, it is accurate perception. Today's Capricorn moon energy stirs whispers of new shifts and initiatives. The reward you have been working toward is real, and while the exact timing may not reveal itself until the new lunar cycle unfolds, the direction is certain. You are heading somewhere beautiful. You are heading somewhere transformative. You are heading home to a version of yourself you have not yet met, but who is already waiting to welcome you. The threads have been revealed. The pattern is now visible. Communication, career, connection, journey, 4 storylines that seemed separate, but were always moving toward a single convergence point. That point approaches. The new moon on Sunday marks its arrival. And when you look back on this moment from the other side of your transformation, you will understand why everything had to happen exactly as it did, why the delays were necessary, why the darkness served a purpose, why this message found you at precisely this moment in your unfolding story. I am Seraphine, speaking on behalf of the Galactic Federation of Light, and we love you with a love that knows no boundaries, no conditions, no limitations. We are watching over you in this sacred transition, holding the light that guides your steps, celebrating the courage it takes to leave the known for the unknown. Your next destination is not a question to be answered. It is a promise already kept by a universe that has never stopped conspiring in your favor, until the frequencies align again, and another transmission becomes necessary. Walk forward in the knowing that you are held, you are guided, you are loved beyond measure. The journey begins, your destination awaits, and everything you have hoped for is closer than the next breath you take. I am Seraphine. We love you, and we are watching over you.